Well, folks, the wrestling crowd really does not seem to like Donald Trump. You might have seen that last week Donald Trump hosted various athletes and wrestlers at the White House. When video of that played during WWE's SummerSlam, I have to admit, I'm not a wrestling guy myself. I believe this is SummerSlam, as it says there. They played video of Trump shaking hands with, I'm told this is Triple H, and there was some brutal booing. This is not necessarily a crowd. Here's the thing. I don't want to assume that the UFC crowd and the WWE crowd are the same. It seems pretty clear that they're different. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I don't know that I would have guessed the WWE crowd would hate Trump, but when Trump popped up on the screen, this did not go well.
Hate Trump, but when Trump popped up on the screen, this did not go well.
This was not just a couple of boos from the nosebleeds. This was like a wall of booing, unified in an instinctive rejection of the orange guy. And it's interesting because there's a lot of entertainment-first alpha male posturing in MAGA. MAGA seeks to make politics entertaining, bringing people in with that rather than with good policy ideas. It's all about posturing as macho and all of that stuff. You would think that might be a fit for WWE, but, seemingly not. Seemingly not. And so, listen, that is not a political poll. It's a stadium full of people who are paying money to cheer for, well, I don't think we can call WWE a blood sport. It's staged. I hate to remind people, but still, they booed the guy who called himself or considered himself the ultimate showman. And it wasn't even a live appearance. Trump didn't come out with entrance music. There was no promo. It was just this. He wasn't in the arena. It was just a video clip. And it set off raw disgust against him. The most heavily staged event in the world, arguably wrestling, gave us an unscripted moment, and we got one of the most honest and genuine reactions you could imagine getting out of it. No spin, no press release, just, here's Trump. And just booing. Funny note, Trump was once a WWE Hall of Famer. He even did one of these staged, well, I guess it's a match, I don't know, with Vince McMahon, and he was kind of part of the fabric. Even if he wasn't political at the time, he was certainly liked as an entertainer. And now he's just getting booed like a villain who has overstayed his welcome. I find these viral moments funny because they're a sign that something deeper might be happening, or shifting. When the theater of politics crashes into the theater of wrestling, and the crowd turns on you and they just go, we don't want anything to do with this guy, it's telling. I don't want to call it an underworld necessarily, but in all of these different enclaves within MAGA, we're seeing push-pull moments. We've heard from Republican senators who are like, yeah, the firing of the BLS commissioner, that's too far. Wrestling fans, in all of these enclaves, you're seeing rifts and you're seeing problems. The question is, are these going to be reflected in voting? And the saddest thing about all of this, and I'm going to talk about this in my segment about what Democrats are doing wrong, and in a lot of other places, one of the saddest things is that you can convince people one way or the other, you can see a change of opinion, but 40 to 50% of the country doesn't even vote. So you have to ask yourself, in that scenario, what we need, in addition to just having people say, boo Trump, I don't like the guy, is, okay, yeah, but how many of you actually plan to vote? Statistically, it's about 1 out of 2. That's not a way to win elections. That, we've learned. And we're going to have to talk about the turnout piece as well.